Hi and welcome to another one of my podcast shows. My name is David Wright and I'm going to be giving you 5 of my top tips over the next 5 episodes. So this is episode 1 and this is tip number 1. Okay, so before I give you the tip, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about me. I've been living and working in Spain for 21 years now. I'm married to a Spanish gal. I've run several businesses here, bought and sold several properties and bought a plot of land and built my own house. I've been employed, I've employed others, and I've also been self-employed myself. So I've got some really good top tips I'm going to give you. Now, top tip number 1 in this episode is learn Spanish. Now, I know that sounds very obvious, but I've seen so many people here over my 21 years that have struggled here in Spain and are still struggling because their Spanish is very poor. Now, you can get on well in Spain here. You can do okay without learning any Spanish at all, but you're going to be missing out on so much and it will cost you more if you don't speak Spanish. I'll give you an example of this. When I first moved here, my first year or so, I didn't speak very good Spanish at all, and I had to pay somebody €35 to sit in my car to go with me when I went to the ITV here, and that's like the MOT for your car. Now, at the time, it was about €35, and I had to pay somebody €35, so it's double the price for me. And I had to do this a couple of times when I had cars here. I did have 2 cars at a time, a car and a van, so it was expensive, that just alone. Now, when you're going to the doctor, sometimes you might not want to take somebody with you, but it's quite embarrassing or difficult if you can't speak the language. So learning Spanish, what is the best way to learn Spanish? For me, I know I should say having Spanish lessons is the best way, but it didn't work out for me. I did take on some private lessons one-on-one. I learned a lot quicker that way, but mixing with Spanish people and learning the words and phrases that you're going to use on a daily basis will help you more than you will know. Now, things like if you're going to be here as a carpenter, as I was, then learning to order your wood, what types of wood, how big, how thick, the colour, things like that. Same as if you're going to be working, for example, in estate agents or a car rental place, you would need to learn the words related to that job. That will give you such a head start about over other people that are going to be living and working here in Spain. So learn the words that are related to what you want to do here. Also, use some of these apps. There's loads of free apps you can download for your PC or mobile. Get the free ones, the really silly ones, the kids ones. They keep you entertained. They keep it easy. The easier it is, the better you'll learn. Once you feel you're past that app, go on to the next one, something a bit more difficult, or pay for the slight upgrades. Sometimes it's only 99 cents for an upgrade, and stick with that app until you get fed up with it, and then just chop and change and keep going through the apps. Join Spanish clubs. For me, I joined a walking club, a climbing club and a dancing club here. And I learnt to mix with Spanish people, and that really does help you. And some of the clubs you can join here are free or very cheap to join in Spain. So learning Spanish will help you more than you will understand. And I know people always say, especially British people, oh, I'll soon pick it up, I'll learn when I get there. But it's not as easy as you think, and the older you get, the harder it will be. So start learning even before you come to Spain, and learn the things that you're going to be using here on a daily basis. Learn the time, the numbers, directions. So, if you get lost, you need to ask the way, you will be able to ask. And also the responses. Learn the responses that these questions, these answers you're going to get from people, so you get to understand what is being said to you as well as what you're asking other people. So I hope this tip has helped. It is the number 1 tip. It is the most important thing I can tell you about living or working in Spain, and it will open up so many doors to you. So hopefully you will start learning some Spanish even before you come to Spain. For more information, tips and advice, visit my main site. That is davidwrightonline.com, davidwrightonline.com, and stay tuned for episode number 2.